Okay guys, we're out here. Pretty much setting up tonight. Those are my 3 panes to choose from. There's the mock-up block. Got it on my cart. Roll this bad boy all around. Ditched the laminate, ditched everything transmission related. It's gone. So now we're gonna get into some fabrication. Not sure what I'm doing yet, but hey, that never stopped me before. Okay, that wasn't a lot of clearance, was it? Now, I think there's a gasket on this side. I'm not sure if this pan has a gasket on the other side, but I really don't think, yeah, it's spaced away. So, for what we're doing right this second, that's fine. This pan was a little bent down right there. This is normal. And actually, all this is normal. Nothing else you see is bent. What was I gonna say? Well, yeah, dipping down right here. This should have been flat straight across. So that's what it looks like with the stock pickup. Now, I didn't show you guys the difference in these 2 pans. I have 2 of the type that's on the bench. This one under there, and this one. The one here to the left is the one I wanted to use from the beginning, and now that I'm looking at it, it's the one I'm definitely going to use. Okay, these are for Jeeps. They have the hump in them. No big deal. Any replacement pan you buy now has a hump in it. This doesn't have a hump in it. This is from a car. Okay, car pans, the oil plugs in the back. Jeep pans, they're on the side. I don't care about that either. This pan here is flat and flat. This one's pretty much flat. And then it dips in right here. There's another notch there to clear something. Who knows what? 4-wheel drive related. See, this doesn't have it. That has it. So now, if I'm going to extend the sump, sure it's going to be a big pain in the ass to have to do this contour rather than flat the way Millodon does. They must use this pan when they start. With this pan, I should be able to just come up the side, do what I'm going to do, come back down. Okay, it's one piece with a nice little bends in the corner. Then I make a fillet in the back. Obviously this will all be hacked out. And then a fillet in the front, and I gotta decide how I want to do the front. Whether I want to flatten this on the inside, do it as a 90, or if I just want to come down and leave the sump as part of it. You know, the slope. Like I said, I'm not looking to get 8 quarts out of this pan. Ideally, I'd like to get 6. At the original level of 4. That's what I really like. The extra 2 quarts is all that I need. I think if I box it from here to the right thing, I'm going to go even further than that. Probably going to be closer to 7. So, but we're going to have to see. Doesn't matter if I have more. The difference is, though, by making this baffle from this, or this sump from this big to this big, it gives it a lot of room for the oil to slosh. So it really requires a trapdoor, and I think my pan just has 1 trapdoor in it. My pan is also, like I said, cut as a 90, and I take out that piece of tin. So that's something to definitely think about as soon as I figure out what I'm doing. That's not something I have to make my mind up right now. People have done a lot of experimentations on the AMCs. The pan holds 4 quarts, filter holds 1, so it's 5. When you're humming down the road at $3,000 or whatever it is, there's 1.5 quarts into the motor, and they say that what remains isn't enough, especially if you start getting into any kind of stopping and going or very hard acceleration. So people have put 5 quarts in these pans and been fine. So it's 5 quarts plus 1 that stays below the baffle. Then some people experimented and went into 6. 6 brings it wet on top of the baffle by like 1/8 of an inch, and because it's wet and the crank whips around, it grabs the baffle right here and tears it out, tears the chunk out of it like this, right into the crank and rips it off. So we don't want to do that. What we do want to do is we want to put the other pickup in there and just get some rough ideas. Like I said, we need better tolerances in this. I need to get rid of the gasket. I need to get rid of the gasket on the block. I need to make sure that thing is down all the way. Well, I'm going to go one turn from down all the way and measure how far that's going to be, how much lower it's going to do it. You know, I'll measure one thread and one thread. And like I said, so we can take some exact measurements. Okay. That's kind of like road B, I guess. I could spin it just a little bit back and forth, but that's roughly in the area. We got baffle this. Done. I'm not pussyfooting right off the bat. So, a couple of the spot welds came right off. Some of them fought me. Bottom line is, I won. So now we have an empty pan with shit and sludge in it. And crap. And now we'll just decide what we're gonna do. Okay. See, that's what lurks under there. Junk. So with that said, I do have a little bit of pan gasket here, gasket here, gasket here, gasket here, gasket here. That should be enough to give me a rough idea. I need to clean the block. And I need to decide what metal I'm going to use. I don't think the metal I have is as thick as this. I'm going to have to see, because I want it to be a decent tin in case we hit something. Just bound to happen. Junior's car's not exactly high off the ground in the front. And an extra 1.5 inches might come in contact. With that said, let's put this thing back on and figure out what we're going to do. If you measure it from the flat here to the flat here, you can't go by the curve. It's 8 inches. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go from right here where you see it, just in front of the cut. I'm going to go back 8 inches, which lands right where that scratch line is. Okay, and that'll land me right in front of where it curves around. So I think we're going to go 8 inches deep, 8 inches wide, by an inch and a half. As I think what we're going to do, that's what I'm going to start off with my plans as. I'm not hacking anything out. I'm going to make the box, slip it on, then we'll mark it and cut it all out. So I'm going to make it out of some poster board, and we'll move from there. I got to clean this pan off. So, and then I'll come straight down here and I'll go into the valley a little bit, is what we'll do. If I go back any further, either way I'm going to have to deal with compounds or whatever it is. I can only go back to here anyway and come straight across. So it's only a difference in like an inch. I'll guarantee you that's good. I got to calculate. That's probably a good 2.5 quarts in there. So going that way is going to give me more than enough. Just deepening it where I was would have gave me a little bit more than a quart. I did those calculations already. So, but if I'm going to go through that trouble, I might as well just bring it a little further back. Like I said, I don't want too much room here, so we got to start making trapdoors. I really don't want to do swing doors and get into all that complications. I'm looking to keep it simple. I would like to add one quick thing. If you're wondering why I didn't go out and just buy a pan, used ones are like hen's teeth. People hold on to and latch onto them. They get almost as much for a used pan as they do a new pan. And a new pan's over $400. So, for what the Chevy guys will pay 100 and change for, we pay 400 and change for. So, that's the difference. So, we're going to give this a shot. If it doesn't work out, and maybe I'll bite the bullet. But I'd rather not. I'd rather sit here and fabricate it. I've always wanted to do it. The only other pan I've ever fabricated was I did one for my Vega when I was in high school. You had to flatten this whole area out for it to clear the cross member. And I cut the whole entire bottom of the pan out, rolled the piece of metal, and brazed it in. Cats. It worked. It cleared the crank, and it didn't leak. Didn't leak. And then later on I sold the car, but I pulled the motor and training out. So, and I threw the pan out because I wasn't putting it in anything else I owned. So